Jenna Kutcher is an influencer with now 1 million followers. Now, we'll get to that later, but Jenna almost got to 1 million followers before.
Uh-oh.
and then she suddenly dropped at 950, maybe even below. Um,
Yeah.
because of that Dominican Republic
Trip.
issue. So she posted these pictures and this was nowhere, you guys. Like even back in 2020, I tried to find it. There was no trace anywhere of that
Was it the
post.
one where she's talking about the kids? Was it that? Is it this one where she's? Did you see this video that I sent you where she has
Yes.
like a whole thing? Is that different?
So it was about that. It was
Okay.
about that, but it was an Instagram post and there were like comments on that post and I guess because of the
I'm
comments
gonna
that
look.
were some of them were not so supportive as she expected, and Toy was one of the people who didn't support her,
Okay.
and because of that she took down the post and it's nowhere to be found. Like literally I've scanned the entire internet and I'm pretty good at this, you guys. I could be a detective in no time if I wanted to. Basically
I believe
there
it.
is it's just it's nowhere. Like she managed to delete all trace of it. But one of the people who commented on that
It
was
wasn't this,
this
right?
woman. uh no, no.
Okay.
No, I don't.
I
I
got
don't
excited. I was
know.
like, ooh.
It's like it's just like a mysterious IG post that is no longer there. So,
Okay.
um, basically,
Just
Toy
imagine it.
Marie is a woman of color, and she commented on Jenna's post. This was back in 2017, and she basically provided an alternative opinion of the post. So Jenna took it upon her to email Toy Marie to like call her out for commenting on a public person's Instagram post. So look, this is the original email that she sent Toy. Like she literally emailed Toy herself. So Jenna posts a picture that is racially insensitive. Toy, a black woman, comments and being like, and by the way, Toy's comment, from what I've understood, because there was a string of emails, was like something really not even like a big deal, like just something like, oh, I don't know if this was like what you thought it was, like it makes you look like a white savior. That was kind of the gist of it. Like she wasn't being like mean or whatever. It
Yeah.
wasn't that. So she just snapped or something. I don't know what happened there. Where was her PR team? I guess she's just a girl from Minnesota with no PR team. Anyways,
She's just a small town girl living in a small town world.
yeah, she should have. She put down her mac and cheese.
She put on her sweatpants, she got her bowl of mac and cheese and shoved it aside and said, "This is time. I'm gonna rake you
It's
back."
time.
Should
So
I
she
read it?
just yes, because
Okay.
it's so long too. Like
Yeah.
what the? Imagine if you guys like commented on one of my Instagram posts. By the way, at Camelia_Kazan.
Here's my email. It's for all follow-up comments.
Go and comment over there, and I'll send you a long ass email being
Oh.
like comments that hurt.
Yeah, comments that are of poor taste.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's Jenna on Gmail. Hey, Toy. Jenna here. Okay, we know that. We have 12 pictures of you on this email. Jenna here. I wanted to take some time, woman to woman, to host a real conversation with you about a delicate topic such as race.
A white woman says to a black woman
Oh,
that
God.
she wants to have a conversation about a delicate topic like race.
Such
This
as. She reminds me of the
like
pageant girl. Yeah. Such as.
you guys can
Race.
see the start of this. Like imagine
Oof.
being Toy and receiving that first line, being like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
Like it immediately puts you. I mean, I don't know, but like,
You're
I'm
like, oh.
assuming like you're not gonna be keen on the rest of the email.
Yeah. And woman to woman, like, this is just an email. It's not like this is a in person conversation, but okay. All right. Now I'm sure it's going to go downhill from here. Okay, let's go. Do you want to know what happened when I read your comment? I cried. Why? Because you missed the point. If we really want to start having powerful conversations about race and inclusion, I think they need to happen outside of the comments section on Instagram. Okay, I'm reading it obviously very dramatically, but this is how I see her speaking. You see, I posted one post about giving. The entire post was dedicated to finding something you passionate about and giving back. And you judged me for my passion. What that caption didn't read was this. Sorry. The next line I see is honeymoon. Okay, I'm not convinced by anything coming forward. 6 years ago, Drew and I went on our honeymoon to the DR, which is Dominican Republic, in case anyone doesn't know. We stayed in a 5-star resort, not even knowing that just a few miles down the road, kids like the ones I showed didn't even have clean water. Over the last 2 years, I've self-funded 4 trips to go back there and change that. And following each trip, I funded a water system for the communities I actually visit with my hands and feet. Oh boy, this is actually, I didn't read this. I saw how long it was and I was like, we'll read it later. This is actually pretty bad. This is worse than I was anticipating. Okay, here we go. More self-congratulating. I work my booty off so that I can give. And guess what? I'm passionate about those kids. I don't even notice the color of their skin because I see those beating hearts and the fact that they're humans. Okay, Dave Hollis. Where I put my money is frankly private, but my post last night was to share after a super hard day of work. Why I work so hard so I can do more. And the message was to find something you're passionate about and give. Trust me when I say, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. Those kids pictured there, I rocked them in a nursery the year before. They aren't just kids I snap a quick photo of and walk away. These are kids that are directly affected by my life and my business. Jesus Christ. Yikes. Okay. Now, if you don't think I understand what the white savior complex is, then you truly, okay, this is stupid. She should have cut it right there. It's already bad. And now she's going to say that she understands it. Okay. She doesn't. But okay. Now, if you don't think I understand what the white savior complex is, then you truly don't know me. But I also think to drop a racial comment on someone's post who you never engage with is also not appropriate. You see, I took the time to research you. I see your passion. I feel it. And I read your story to know that maybe you just left that comment and moved on with your night, but I didn't. I'd love to challenge you that if you really want to lead change, you do more of this. Actually reaching out and sitting down with people who don't look like you to hear their story, because your comment truly hurt me. And I felt like you missed the entire point. Okay, literally, I know we're at the last paragraph. Literally, Jenna Kutcher had like 100 episodes with other white women. So yeah, take your own advice, dummy. Okay, I'll get to it. I don't post much about those kids because it is private. And I want to do it in a dignified way. If you scroll back, you'll actually read about my struggle with that whole... Huh? Oh, okay, sorry. Let me reread that. It's a little bit confusing. If you
I was getting sexual for a second. I was like, wait, what?
I'm struggling with my whole... Okay, sorry. If you scroll back, you'll actually read about my struggle with that whole, as you like to call it, quote, white savior complex. But at the end of the day, I serve a God who doesn't judge the color of anyone's skin, and neither do I. I never saw those kids as black or brown or yellow or anything of the sort. I saw them as my inspiration. Jesus, stop yourself. Just wanted to follow up with a response I felt that comment deserved. I hope you see my heart and know that purity lies in my soul. Jenna,
take your mac and cheese back in your hand and start eating, because this is terrible.
There's 27 things that I need to point out. No, there's a lot there.
So There's a lot of exactly. Thank you for saying that because that's exactly what Toy did. Toy replied line by line, being like, "This is fucked up. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. Here's what you need to read. Here's what you need to watch." So I've also posted like Toy's response. Toy's response is kind of long, so it's in two screenshots, but it's the first two attachments, and I think the second one is actually the first attachment.
Wait, oops. I gotta get it. This is Jenna's response. I don't have Toy's response. Let me see. Let me get it. Hold on.
It's on Trello. It's the second attachment on there, and then the first attachment is the second attachment. If that's
Excuse me, what?
so Trello doesn't allow me to change the order.
Oh,
but
okay.
basically,
Okay.
It's a longer email, so it needed two screenshots essentially.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm making this happen, everybody. I'm opening it. Okay. Save as. Okay, I'm walking you through my process. So I click and then I save as. And then I click and I save as.
that was 90 pounds, you guys.
Yeah. That'll be 97.97.
Sorry, 97. What was I thinking?
I'm
so Toy, as a black woman, sees this email out of fucking nowhere. Imagine, just
I can't
even
imagine.
I can't imagine that.
I'm horrified, and rightfully so. Okay, poor.
So not only
Toy.
does she get this out of nowhere, but she goes on to be like super helpful in pointing out exactly what's not okay and giving her pointers on what to read and stuff like that, which is not something that she needed to do. Like she just left a comment on someone's, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine leaving a comment on someone's Instagram and suddenly you're finding yourself doing research and sending them like a long ass email with like links to
it's a nice gesture to try to help somebody that's obviously misguided, like Jenna. She has no idea what she's talking about. She made, like I said, 12,000 mistakes in every paragraph of what is the right thing to say in this situation. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this the first one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is the next day, the 9th of 2017, December 9th. Okay. Hi, Jenna. Let me start by saying I've reread your email a number of times, okay, sorry. Let me start by saying I've read your email a number of times, just I could fully gather my thoughts around how soaked with fragility and ignorance it is. Yep, agreed. Yeah. I must admit, it was extremely painful to read, as was the Instagram post that has sparked this dialogue. I thought it would be best if I responded to your email point by point so we don't leave anything on the table and all the things get addressed. So here we go. All right, girl, I'm on board. Let's do it. Okay. I wanted to take some time, she's quoting Jenna. So here's the thing that she said. I wanted to take some time, woman to woman, to host a real conversation with you about a delicate topic such as race. You are exactly correct. Race is an extremely delicate topic, but mainly for white people because the discussion makes them uncomfortable. I, on the other hand, as a black woman living in America, am hit over the head with the subject of race on a daily basis. So I am extremely aware of the topic of race and regularly have conversations about it because my life and the lives of my children depend on it. Yep, exactly. Yeah, if anyone's saying it's a delicate topic, it should not be Jenna saying that it's a delicate topic.
Why is it delicate for Jenna? I don't get it.
Because she's from Small Paul, Minnesota.
No, because her like public image lies on I don't know, sticks. Basically. They're about to break really quick.
So yeah, it's a house of cards and she's got one card left. Okay. Do you want to know what happened when I read your comment? I cried. Why? Because you missed the point. Okay, that was Jenna's words. I'm super confused why my comment made you cry. Are you only used to people praising you on social media? My comment didn't say anything hurtful. I simply called out something that was extremely obvious, and I didn't do it in a derogatory way, and I didn't miss the point, not even a little bit. I encourage you to read this. And then it's a magazine article that is titled, I'm assuming, based on the URL, White Woman, Please Don't Expect Me to Wipe Away Your Tears. I mean, I read a whole book called White Women's Tears or something like that. It was called White Women's Tears or Why White Women Cry or something. It was very interesting. And there's a whole theory about how white women who are upset about race will get much more sympathy from the public than a black woman dealing with an actual like violent situation or something going on. People will tend to the woman who's the white woman who's like, oh, I'm upset because what I said hurt them and they were mad, so it hurts me, and they get all of the like, oh, sympathy and whatnot. It's a very weird concept, but it makes sense. Okay. Okay, then she said, Jenna, if we really want to start having powerful conversations about race and inclusion, I think they need to happen outside of the comments section on Instagram. And then Toy says, I wholeheartedly disagree. The reason you would say this is to protect your ego. A person of color who takes the time to say something is problematic or hurtful to them doesn't have to do that in secret, where 9 times out of 10, it will be met with silence. You're okay with the praise being public, but not the criticism? That is like what I say about all these grifters, man. Please think about that for a moment. Yes, like you don't care about the praise. You'll have that people say they love you and want to be your friend. Oh, I missed the other one. Hold on. But any criticism, it's like, hater, troll, don't ever talk to me again. It's like, can't have it both ways. Okay, let me get the other screenshot. That's crazy. This is crazy. Wait, are you sure you sent me 2 different ones, or you sent me the same one?
Yes. The first one at the top is...
Oh, wait. Maybe I'm too zoomed in. No, what the heck?
You can't see it?
Mm-mm. Well, I think it's my fault. Stand by.
No, hold on. Hold on.
Because I see it on Trello.
So in the you see it?
Wait, it's saving it. Sorry, it's saving it to a different folder. That's why. I see it. Yeah.
Oh, that was it.
I'm gonna title it blah 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 blah. Okay, and then I'll know. Yes. Okay. And we are rolling. Cool. Okay. Back to the action. I'm glad we saved the juicy stuff for last, because this was worth waiting for, because it's so cringe.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then she writes, so this is the whole quote about the honeymoon part. 6 years ago, Drew, her husband, Drew and I went on our honeymoon to the DR. We stayed, okay, I read that part. I'll keep reading it. We stayed in a 5-star resort, not even knowing that just a few miles down the road, kids like the ones I showed didn't even have clean water. Over the last 2 years, I've self-funded 4 trips to go back there and change that. And following each trip, I funded a water system for the communities I actually visit with my hands and feet. I work my booty off so I can give, and guess what? I'm passionate about those kids. I don't even notice the color of their skin because I see those beating hearts and the fact that they're human. Where I put my money is frankly private, but my post last night was to share after a super hard day of work. Why? I work so hard, so I can do more, and the message was to find something you're passionate about and give. Trust me when I say, I'm damned if I do, if I'm damned if I don't. Those kids pictured there, I rocked them in a nursery the year before. They aren't just kids I snap a quick photo with and walk away. These are the kids that are directly affected by my life and my business. Okay, that was just a recap. Okay, then Toy says, this whole section is steeped in mass amounts of privilege. Let me start here. You and your husband traveled to the DR and you were surprised to know that just down the road, kids are without clean water? Yeah, what a dummy. Like, you don't know that? That's like a pretty basic acknowledgement. Like, okay. Without even traveling to the DR, I can tell you I know there's extreme poverty there because I'm aware of the struggle across the globe of brown and black people. I don't need to be in a 5-star resort to find out. But this knowledge comes from being a black woman and caring about my people, so I know these things. And I will also say, it's fairly fucking obvious that every country is going to have, even America has, the way our systems work, there is wealth disparity everywhere. So, I mean, the clean water may be a different country's problem more so than the United States, but not really necessarily. Flint, Michigan, point A. Anyways, I've been talking a lot. Do you have anything to say? I don't mean to cut you off, Cam.
No. The email is kind of long, so I've just been putting more screenshots.
Okay. Okay, cool.
But basically, this is just Toy explaining to Jenna in detail what is wrong with that attitude and what is wrong with her podcast. And at one point, she actually even points out how many how many people she follows, like how many people Jenna follows on Instagram, and how many of them are of color. So
Why
it's
not many?
it's very specific. Toy has done her homework. She's not just talking out of her ass. Anyway, she's doing this. So I don't know if we do you want to continue reading these?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay,
I would like to hear the the response. If we had to sit through the email, we should hear the rebuttal, I think.
Yeah. Okay, but there's more screenshots now
Okay.
on there.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, this is the second part of Toys, what she said. Great, I'm glad you rocked those beautiful brown babies in the nursery. What you also did by posting their photo on your Instagram page when you never post a person of color is center yourself inside of their story, and yes, mark yourself as a white savior. You didn't have to post their photo to ask the question of passion to your audience. It wasn't necessary, and it's extremely harmful. It really hurt my heart to see that photo and see them tokenized. But you don't see this, and that's the problem. Also, are you aware that there are places here in the U.S. Okay, thank you. See? Okay. Also, are you aware there are places here in the U.S. where clean water has been an issue? Probably not, because the issue of clean water has only affected places where brown and black people live, and there are not any 5-star resorts for you to gain this knowledge. Good for you. I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
That was definitely a but also moment. I agree. I see Emily's post. Like,
Yeah.
but also, I work my booty off, okay? I do crunches and I do Pilates. So,
Yeah.
don't tell me I don't know about race.
So helpful. So you have to take them from the bottom because for some reason Trello attaches them. I'm sorry. I should have put these before, but
Okay. It's okay.
I wasn't sure if you guys wanted to know about all this stuff because I've already talked about it before, and yeah, that's
No, we
why I
want the
didn't.
tea.
Yeah, but this it seems like people are interested in this more than all the other stuff I said. So
This seems to be probably the most egregious misstep I've seen
yeah,
from
so
her.
it's understandable that she lost so many followers because
Yes.
this is bad. Like this is terrible.
This is stupid. Like this is probably why she's been quiet. I gave her a lot of credit. I'm like, she's been quiet. I haven't really heard about her or seen her anywhere. Well, she's probably still recovering from this 2 years later, because 2 years, 4 years later, because this is pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, she's now back at exactly where she was because she was super close to 1 million and now she's at 1 million. But she dropped so much because of that. And I'll explain in a minute because there was a bit. We'll see while reading
Okay.
exactly what happened.
I can't wait. I'm committed to this story now. Okay. All right. That's so here's here. Da da da. Okay. Okay. This is the next one, right? Now, if you don't think, oh, jeez, I'm sorry. Let's not have the microphone break today. Okay. It says, this is Jenna. Now, if you don't think I understand that the white savior, or what the white savior complex is, then you truly don't know me. But I also think to drop a racial comment on someone's post who you never engage with is also not appropriate. You see, I took the time to research you. I see your passion. I feel it. And I read your story to know that maybe you just left that comment and moved on with your night, but I didn't. Okay, this is the rebuttal. You're 100% correct. I don't know you. Yeah, no one fucking does. Okay. I also think you have no clue what the white savior complex is, because if you did, that picture wouldn't have been posted and we wouldn't be having this discussion. And also, if you really understood, you would have appreciated what I'm saying to you as a black woman and not be so defensive and centering. I didn't drop a racial comment. What I did was call out a form of injustice that seems to run rampant on social media. I didn't move on for the night after. I made that comment. It deeply hurt me to see that photo of those beautiful children plastered without their consent. I encourage you to read the following. Okay. Oh yeah, White Fragility. I read that one too. That was really good, that book. So it's 3 different things. It's a website, a news article, and then a book. That's what she said. Okay, then Jenna, I'd love to challenge you that if you really want to lead change, you do more of this. Actually reaching out and sitting down with people who don't look like you to hear their story, because your comment truly, truly hurt me. And I feel like you missed the entire point. Okay.
Right?
I think you're up. I'm like, imagine like what I would say if someone sent me this. Like, okay, bitch, let me tell you. And she hasn't said bitch once. She hasn't said F you. She's been very respectful in her rebuttal as well, which I think would be very easy to not be. So I give Toy even more credit for being very professional in her response.
Toy deserves like an award for this reply. I swear to
Yeah.
God. Toy's reply, I would have never had the patience to even, like, I would have probably just like replied, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" And that would be
What
it. Like,
are you talking about? Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. Like, excuse me? Like, what are you I don't know. Okay. Now she says, I've read this sentence like 12 times because this is massively disrespectful. I don't need to be challenged by you. Actually, the opposite needs to happen. You need to be challenged by me and other black and brown women. You take no ownership of your action. Instead, you've turned it on me, saying the things I need to do. I have these conversations every day with women who are ready to stop harming black and brown people. What you did is harmful, and it helps to keep the systems in place that make life difficult for marginalized voices across the globe. Once again, you were hurt by me not playing into you centering yourself. I make no apologies for that, and I didn't miss the entire point. I encourage you to read, and it says, Why America Needs to Listen to Black Women. It's a HuffPost article. Okay, and then, I think this is the end, right? This is the last one?
Yeah, potentially.
Okay. And she says, I'm going to conclude with this, Jenna. You have an excellent opportunity here to learn something and to bring that education to your community. I don't see you engaging with or even acknowledging people of color outside of this one Instagram post where you're talking about saving them, and that's not okay. That shouldn't sit well with you. I want you to actually think about that for a moment. Out of the I love this. I love people who do their research. Out of the 933 accounts you follow on Instagram, not one is that of a person of color. Shut the fuck up. Other than Beyonce and Barack Obama. Oh my God. How? How is that possible? Okay.
0. Well, 2, I guess.
2.
Beyonce and Barack Obama. Not even Michelle? She didn't follow Michelle?
She claims on her website that there was like a little questionnaire thing. It was like, if you could meet anyone, living or dead, who would it be? And she said Michelle Obama. So very odd that she wouldn't follow her.
Clearly not. Clearly
Yeah.
not. So she doesn't
Performative queen.
100%. 100%.
Damn. Okay. Wow. That's crazy. And I knew this one in the podcast. I heard this somewhere. You've only had one woman of color as a guest. Oh God, Nawa Zibayan, possibly Najwa, over the history of your podcast. That's 107 episodes where there have been no other voices other than white women. And third, none of your Instagram photos include people of color. Damn. Okay, then there's more resources. I really hope
Except for the Dominican Republic white savior moment.
who she's improving their lives based on her, experience at a 5-star resort. Okay.
Yeah. She worked her butt off
Her
to
booty.
give them water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely. I really
She
hope
saw
you take...
their beating hearts.
Yeah, she doesn't see color. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
she sees hearts.
She's colorblind like Logan Paul. They just don't see color the way that others do.
Yeah.
They're
Logan
different.
Paul does see bodies, though.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Conclusion. I really hope you take a look at this for what it is, an opportunity to grow and learn. You should know that I won't be going back and forth through email with you, but I'm open to a discussion. If you're interested, you can schedule that here, and then puts a scheduling app. Wow, that was a journey.
This is
Damn.
yeah. So then Jenna replies again.
No.
Yes.
No. She replied, and was it not, oh my God, I'm such an idiot?
Well, no, because this conversation, she had to reply to her in 2020, 3 years later, when the Black Lives Matter movement was happening. She had to reply to Toy to apologize for this. So that, you know,
Hold on. Hold up.
in case Toy was thinking of digging up those emails.
I feel like you told me this, but it's not hitting me until this moment how insane that is. So, okay, so Toy responded that. Jenna never responded, correct? Until 2020.
No, Jenna did respond. Yeah, there's one more response
Oh, okay.
in there.
Okay, let me find it.
It's the fourth from the top. So I don't think it's like the entire thing, but you'll get the gist. You'll get plenty.
Thanks, Savannah. Okay, she's struggling to come up for air. Okay, I see it.
Yeah, that's the one. Jenna is struggling to come. Jenna was crying at the comment. Like, it was all about her struggling to come up for air. Like,
Oh, Lord, now she
oh my
can't
God,
breathe.
poor Jenna. Like, seriously, she's just
She'd be like, I
having such a
understand
hard time.
the I can't breathe movement because I was crying at this email. Shut up.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. This is the. Oh, sorry, hold on. I got this stupid thing. It's loose. I need to find a better system for this. I'm so sorry, everybody.
Yeah, Emily, exactly. Like, such RH vibes, but like RH times 10, because at least Rachel didn't do this, you know. So in this respect, Jenna is like 100 times worse.
Yeah, you know, I feel a little ignorant myself that I didn't know about this. I feel like I would have brought it up way sooner. And I was like, even in the beginning of this, I was like, you know, Jenna's not the worst one. She's not that bad. And now I'm reading this, I'm like,
Damn.
okay.
Yeah.
It's actually worse than I ever imagined. Okay.
Don't worry, guys. I'll talk about the PayPal thing in a minute.
Okay.
Don't worry.
PayPal
We're getting
thing.
there.
Okay. And I'm sorry I'm
Yeah.
like cutting myself off, but I want to make sure everyone can hear this.
No,
Okay.
you're fine.
It sounds good? Okay. All right, Jenna Kutcher's the same day back in 2017, December 9th. Okay, this is at 5 o'clock p.m. So here we go. She got off work and 10 minutes later, she sent this apparently. All right. Hey, Toy. I'm struggling to come up for air after the way you spoke to me. I come from privilege? Girl, oh my God. She did not say girl. Girl.
She said, "Girl."
Girl, just because I'm white doesn't mean I didn't grow up on food stamps. Who the fuck said you did? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm cursing now. You're making incredible generalizations in your response to me. My knowledge on the water systems in this country, based on what you believe to be what my white life, huh? Wait, hold on. You're making incredible generalizations in your response to me. My knowledge on the water systems in this country, based on what you believe to be what my white life? I don't know what the fuck she's saying.
Look, Jenna was drunk. I have a feeling.
Excuse me, what?
She was either fainting or drunk or something. I don't know.
It
But
was
she was
5
struggling to come
o'clock.
up for air. So this was her writing with no oxygen because of
Oh.
just, oh my God, oh my God.
Air deprivation has caused me to write this. No, just kidding. Okay, we're just gonna move on because I don't know what the hell that meant. I just want you to know that the very day you left those comments, I did an entire podcast episode dedicated to race and inclusion with a woman of color. So it's coming. So it's coming after 108 episodes. And I take all of this extremely seriously, and I'm honestly doing my very best. I did not delete your comments. I did not block you. I took the time to reach out and continue to conversation. Okay, that's not the right word. So clearly I am not opposed to being challenged. I would disagree. It sounds like you're defending yourself, not conversing on any sort of meaningful level. And also, um, very much in line with the opposite sort of what Rachel did. But this is before Rachel's racial issues. This is 2017, so she did not block or delete comments, which I give credit for, but like the very smallest credit possible to give.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily deserve much credit if you ask me, but
Yeah, like a tiniest
I
amount.
guess, she allowed conversation, so it's something.
Yeah. Let me get ready. Okay. I am happy to have conversations about race, but I think that they need to be a two-way street of openness, grace, and believing that each woman is coming to the table with as much empathy and understanding as possible. If
How much more could Toy give her in terms of empathy and understanding? Seriously, that email, like, I I don't know, like that email was just so full of empathy. She's like not even blaming her. She was like, "You don't understand. Here's something to read. You don't understand. Here's something to read." Like, what more do you want, Jenna? What more? What does she need to do
she
for you?
wants, well, what she wants is, you're so right. I totally got you wrong. I thought you were one of those who like just use people. I misunderstood. I didn't know that you had a 5-star resort and then went down the street. I didn't know that.
I didn't know
So
that you
sorry.
cried.
Yeah,
Now
I
that
didn't know
I
you
know that you
cried.
cried, suddenly you're totally not racist.
Yeah, like I had no idea. That's what she wants. Like, oh my God, I will retract my comments. I'll make my own post saying that I praise you as my Lord and Savior, and then we can move on. Like that's what she wants. I think.
Yeah.
She doesn't see his empathy as like this woman's not like breaking your neck over email, because she very easily could have. And I think she's got a lot of
Yeah.
self-control not to be like, come on, dummy.
Yeah, and there's a conversation about that because Toy does bring it up, but I think when she does bring it up is in 2020. But if I'm not mistaken, and that's what the PayPal is about. We'll get to
Okay,
that.
okay,
Let's
we're
read
getting
this.
there. Okay, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
in. I'm ready. All right. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. I'm happy. Did I read that? Oh, yes. Okay, wait. I'm halfway through this one. If you're complaining that I don't have color in my feed, she's got orange. Okay. How can I share color if when I do, I get messages like this? I live in a town of 12,000 human beings, okay, 98% white. I can't just go out and source black friends to show diversity in my feed. My feed is my life, which happens to be in small town Wisconsin, and sharing me. I'm not of color. I'm sorry. I can't change that. And I can't pronounce women of color. Oh, I can't produce women of color out of thin air. In fact, conversations like this make me want to stay in my shell, because when I do show a woman of color, you'll call me out for something I do wrong in that. Yeah. Okay. So okay, fine. You don't have people of color in Wisconsin, but all of your interviews, I'm pretty sure most of them, lots of them, were done through Zoom on her podcast. So you can't find. How did she find the
And she
one
could
that
have
she
traveled,
interviewed?
and she could have invited people.
Yeah. I think the priority was not there.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And once we read this, I think what we're going to do is move back to my email from back then, because
Okay.
there was a post by Toy, or maybe I should try to find it on Toy's Instagram. One second. You
Yeah.
you keep reading and I'll
Okay.
find it.
This is getting juicy. I don't think you understand the catch-22 I am in, I think she meant to say. I get criticized for not showing diversity, but I can't create something if there isn't diversity where I live. I get told to show color, so I do, and look at where it's landed me. The color I am around, it's when I'm on these trips. I don't live in a booming metropolis that is a melting pot. Oh my God. We have a melting pot though, and it is delicious. I'm just kidding. That's not what it says. All right. At the end of the day, isn't it a good thing that we are donating to causes we believe in? The post was to encourage people to become passionate about something and make change. You don't know the whole story. You drew assumptions. I can't apologize that I donate to these kids who I do have permission to photograph and whose parents I have relationships with. Again, you guessed it, was plastered without their consent. I feel like when these conversations happen, they make me feel like I honestly can't win. Is it wrong to share about a cause I'm passionate about? How should I have shared about it? I am literally helping people. Those faces, those people. When all is said and done, I am changing the world in a way that I am passionate about, and I am I am setting to help others do the same. Okay? I don't push my passions on anyone. I encourage others to find their passion and share it. I take what you said to heart. I am taking action, and I will continue on trying to be the best version of myself that I can be. I sincerely wish you the best, and I pray more constructive conversations can come from this topic because it's needed. Best, Jenna. Lordy, lordy.
How bad is that?
That's pretty bad. That's on the scale of nah to wow. It's pretty wow, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
And that's not even the full story. I'm gonna send you something.
Okay.
But basically you can see oh wait, before we get to Toy's post, we still have an email from Jenna. So Black Lives Matter movement happens, the George Floyd situation happens. Jenna remembers, I fucked up. I'm a public figure. So why don't I email this girl to fix it 3 years later, just in case she might come out with it? And that's you have a screenshot of that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened.
So just to recap that, so Toy never responded to that email I just read. And then 3 years later, Jenna decides to, unprompted, email Toy again.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, wait. Where is it? I'm sorry.
Okay. One second.
Let me refresh it. Sorry, everybody. Trello apparently is weird. When did you add it? How many minutes ago?
So that was like probably the first one of them. So down just at the bottom.
June. Okay. Texted
so
from.
That would be on Monday, June 1st.
Okay. Yes, I got it. I got it. And I'm gonna open it up right now. Maybe. Hold on.
So I seriously was super disappointed with Jenna because I was never like a huge fan, but I just didn't expect her to like this is so wrong. Like, first of all, those emails in 2017, but then also in 2020 trying to bury it because the Black Lives Matter movement was happening, and she just felt like she was like being. Toy hadn't done anything, by the way. Like, she hasn't, like, there was no conversation between her and Toy in 2020. Like, that was it. That was the extent of it in 2017.
Yeah. And this is a good point too. The George Floyd murder happened in Minnesota. So that's kind of, she was in the epitome of all of this stuff. So she probably felt even more pressure maybe to get out from underneath potentially being canceled. Okay.
Yeah.
So Jenna Kutcher, same picture, I think. She hasn't updated her profile on Gmail in a while. Here we go. June 1st, 2020, out of nowhere. Hi, Toy. She didn't say Jenna here this time. Good move. Hi, Toy. I texted the phone number from your previous emails, but I'm uncertain if you changed it. In my email to you yesterday, I sincerely was disgusted with my past self, and I wanted to send you the apology you deserved years ago. A follower of mine reminded me of our exchange, and I couldn't not reach out after going back and reading that version of me. While I believe I have changed, that's not up to me to decide. I have read and reread your posts, and it's completely evident how my actions, words, and work centered around me and not you and your experience. There was more I should have written, and I absolutely should have taken more time and consideration. When I reread our conversation, you had done so much work, explaining, adding resources, and more than I deserved to receive from you then. Your experience with me must have been utterly exhausting, and while I don't want to speak to what you think or feel, the only way I know how to move through this is to respond and pay you for your time in that conversation, open-handedly. Okay, this, I will say, sounds much better.
Yeah.
But interesting. Okay.
But you can see, if you think about that time, there were so many influencers getting canceled over racial issues. So you can see why suddenly she gets really smart.
Yeah.
Suddenly she's not an idiot anymore. Now that's like her life is on the line. You know what I mean?
It's like almost as if like her behaviors won't be tolerated anymore by the mass
Yeah.
following.
As if there's consequences to her actions now.
Weird. Yeah. It does seem like good timing on her part that she came to this
This
divine
friend of
message. Yeah.
This conversation was just so well timed.
Yeah. It's almost like it was, divinely planned. Okay. I have messed up, and I truly, fully do not want to be someone who unintentionally, who unintentionally or ignorantly hurts someone. I do not want to be that woman, the woman I have been. I deeply want to be an ally, okay, Dave, support, and I want to start where I know I've messed up with you, if I can. Staying entrenched in the ways I was, the ways you experienced in my past, was not an option. And while I believe I have grown, I am nowhere near done. I would love to speak with you if you are open to it, and I recognize that this is an exhausting time already, and I don't want to hurt you any further. I am aware that whatever good intentions I have, well, intentions are simply not enough. You're right. There's so much you are right about. I don't want to defend myself. I want to completely own up to my actions, but definitely not publicly. Okay. And I would love to move through this with you, if you're willing. And yes, take action. I value you, your list of action items you shared on Instagram, and I want to understand what parts of it will look like if you'd be willing to confer with me about them. So she's saying she never read them in the last 3 years? Okay. I am also willing to take on a trusted expert in blackness and pay them for their time and input. As opposed to what? Okay. I never meant to deepen the wounds, and I am sorry that I did so in reaching back out.
So, as you can see, Jenna here offers to pay her.
Yes, which I
So,
think is weird.
while this sounds a bit like bribe to me,
I'll pay
but
you.
also, um, Toy had indeed put a lot of work into that first email. You remember, like the links, the everything, just
Yeah.
being so nice and considerate. That was labor, and she did deserve to be paid. And I think it, she did give her PayPal, and Jenna sent her something like $3,000. That Toy then returned.
Good.
So I've just sent you a link to an Instagram on this guest chat here.
Okay.
And that is the post by Toy Marie. By the way, guys, Toy is an influencer, so if you want to follow her, that would be perfect.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna go follow her right after this because she killed it. We'll never cringe on Toy, ever. We're declaring it right
No,
now.
I mean she's like the patience. Like seriously, I just don't have that kind of patience. Like it's impressive to me.
Yeah, for real. Okay, this is June 1st. So when was the email sent? I forget. What was the date on it?
June 1st.
Okay.
I
Okay.
know. Like this was that's what I'm saying. Like it was so much. Like Jenna lost 40,000 followers like within days. Like it was insane.
Damn. Okay. All right, so here's the Instagram. I'm going to follow right now. Hey. Okay. Should I read the post first or the caption?
As you wish. I don't know.
Okay, I don't think it matters. Okay, so the post says, 3 years ago, I commented on a photo Jenna Kutcher posted featuring 2 black boys. The photo was highlighting her work with an organization supplying clean water in the Dominican Republic. It was peak white saviorism and poverty porn. My comment asked her to please pull the picture because it was harmful and centering of herself. Jenna did not like that and proceeded to find my email address through my Instagram and send me a lengthy email defending herself and her actions. It was an email filled with tactics straight from the white lady playbook. I responded to Jenna with a detailed breakdown of why the shit she did was wrong. My email was gracious and clear. I even offered her the opportunity to hop on a call with me. She didn't take that offer. Instead, she decided to send me another email further defending her shit. I left it alone. What Jenna also did was take some time and go through my Instagram feed and post comments on about 5 photos in one night. She wanted to essentially put me in my place. Okay. So basically showing her like I've went through all of your photos.
Yeah.
Okay. Fast forward to 2020, and white women are clutching their pearls in hopes that their past transgressions don't get them called out. Jenna is in that camp. Yep. Yesterday, 5/31/2020, I woke up to an email from her apologizing for our email encounter. 3 years later, she said that now she understands her privilege, yada, yada, yada. I had forgotten all about Jenna, but suddenly she remembered me. Why, you may ask? Well, it most certainly has something to do with her covering her ass in light of people like Marie Forleo getting called out for being whack and self-serving. We talked about that on the Marie Forleo episode. I debated on if I would even bless this with my energy, but then I saw she made an Instagram post centering herself and the repair she made while not showcasing the harm. Nah. On her Instagram, she posted about a mysterious 2017 incident and lifted herself up to show her audience the work she's been doing. She even used an on-brand photo of herself to lead the way. Jenna didn't ask me if she could speak about this. She didn't inquire if this was repaired. She just made it all about her. Well, it's not about her. If you check the link in my bio, you can read the full email exchange and decide if shit has been repaired. Okay, and then that's
yeah, and now you can read the description, because I think in the description she talks about the PayPal.
Okay. So in the description it says, white women want their cookies for doing anti-racist work without really doing much. It's all optics. Jenna Kutcher decided to make a post about a 3-year-old email exchange we had without asking my permission or asking if things were truly all good. That's not how any of this works. Things are not all good. Jenna has close to 1 million followers, and per some research, I found out that she made around $3.5 million in 2018. My question, Jenna, is if you have divested any of your money. Has your newfound wokeness led you to support the economic justice of Black and brown communities? Repair for me starts here. My asks. Post the entirety of our exchange and what you've learned on all of your platforms by tomorrow. 6-2. 2. Split 10% of your net profits from 2019 between the Black Futures Lab and the Black Mamas Matter Alliance by June 15th. Create a fund with others. So number 3. Create a fund with other entrepreneurs that will be used to support Black agendas. The disbursement of these funds will be guided by a collective of Black women by July 1st. 4. Pay me for the emotional and intellectual labor of this whole fucking situation. My PayPal is... The last slide in this post contains the first part of the email Jenna sent me in 2017. The rest can be found via the link in my bio. I refuse to be erased and used as a prop to prop up your goodness, Jenna. And if you're truly about the liberation of Black people, these should be easy asks for you to get done.
So, yeah, that's what happened. Jenna ended up sending, and I saw the comment, something, it wasn't $3,000, it was $2,500. So she did pay her, and that's why in that email that we last saw from Jenna, she was saying, I saw your list and I decided to comply, essentially. So that's why she was like, I have a Blackness expert and I'm willing to pay them.
I'm willing to pay.
Yeah, as if you should expect them to work for free, because, yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
So that's what happened, and Toy ended up sending Jenna her money back, so didn't necessarily like
work
that.
out well.
But basically what happened is also that Jenna, in you read this
Sorry.
in the post here, basically Jenna emailed Toy in 2020 and suddenly started posting as if like I've redeemed myself with before like Toy even responded.
Yeah.
So she was not she was still like, even 3 years later she was still, and it was like a movement at the time, and she was still not listening. Like she was still all about like, look how good I am, don't cancel me.
Yeah. Don't. Yeah. I know. Should we play the video? Did you watch the one comment when she says like, "I wish I could just live here to live like they do"? Did you see that part of the video? Which I thought was pretty cringe in relation to this whole story.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Should we watch
Emily
that?
says she refunded the money because she was offended. Yeah, exactly, she was offended because it was offensive. And I also, I think it in some, to some extent, it probably felt like, I mean, obviously I'm not Toy, so I can't speak for her, but if I was in that situation, it could feel a little bit like bribe, you know?
Yeah, or just like, oh, money makes everything better, which, it's like, it's not always about money. It's not always about, oh, if you could just pay to feel better. It's like, it could help, but it also do the right thing first. How
Yeah,
about that?
exactly. Exactly. And the thing is, like, clearly Jenna's approach, even in 2020, was still
Self-serving.
like all about herself and just making sure she doesn't get canceled. And I'm assuming that's probably why Toy didn't want the money, because it's kind of like dirty money at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also, yeah, it comes from someone who made 3 point whatever million dollars in 1 year. Okay, 3 grand's nothing. So it's really not hurting her pockets at all. It's just kind of like, oh, here's $20. Here you go. In the
Yeah.
ratio, which I don't know if,
Yeah.
again, I don't know if more money helps. I don't think that's the solution either, but it's not really hurting her and she's not paying any consequence other than, oh, throwing her a couple bucks. Okay,
Yeah.
I came across this video. It only has 500 views. So I don't know if this was I don't know if you saw this one when you did your video before, but she talks and she cries in it when she's talking about this
Yeah.
cause. And it comes off to me as, like, again, like she's ignorant. Like, maybe she doesn't mean to be so overtaken by this experience. And I'm glad that she's helping. But the way she speaks is just a little bit like, she's like, I wish I could come here and just live like they do. It's like, no one's preventing you from living a lifestyle of a non-millionaire, and it's almost offensive to say like, oh, they seem so happy with nothing. So let's skip ahead a little bit because I think she describes the program here. Okay,
Adults, the ones that are leading these kids, are investing in the next generation so greatly and so passionately, and I feel like there's such a void in our lives with that. Our kids are watching TV and on screens, and they don't know how to sit and be and soak things in. And watching the kids here, they have so much joy and they have nothing. For them to see themselves in a photo, they've never done that. Like, I want to freeze these moments in time so that hopefully someday they can see them and see how beautiful they are. But also to just remind us of how they've changed us. There are so many photos that tell this story that we've been living the last few days. I just can't wait to look at them. Ready? Uno, dos, tres! I think that it's so easy to get caught up in what we want and need and what we think we need, that we are a nation that is lacking the gift of giving, and I think that we have forgotten how amazing it feels to give. We have forgotten that sometimes it feels better to give than to receive, and I want to empower people to know that, like, God will provide, and that, the more you give, the more you get, in the sense of like joy.
Okay, the music is so
Yeah.
loud. But she's saying, like, God will provide me the ability to give these people something. Doesn't that seem a little
Yeah,
lack?
this is, yeah, very much about how she is in pain right now. Like, I just,
Yeah. It gets worse, though. I think we should
Um,
play a little bit more.
yeah.
Do you care? Okay, I know the music is so annoying, and I hope it's not copyrighted, but...
No, that's okay.
Okay. I'm hoping.
Joy joy and helping others, and how a simple gift of $25 a month can give water to 25 children. Like, think about it. It's one less Starbucks a week. It's one less movie date. Like, you can see the photos and you can hear the facts and you can see the stats, but until you watch a child wash her hands and face with clean water with so much joy, and think about how we just turn a knob and it's there whenever we need it. It's crazy because it's this feeling of blessings but guilt, and part of me just wants to live like they do so that I can fully understand the need, because just seeing it touches you. Can you imagine living it? I just think that's inappropriate. Like, part of me wants to live like they do. It's like,
Yeah.
as if it's a choice again, like, oh, as if it's just like a little choice that these people made to like live like this, and oh, I chose to be a millionaire because I'm chosen by God. But these people, I just wish I could understand. It's like, you could if you were born into it.
Like, I don't even have words. It's just so, it's making me like cringe, like literally in my body.
Yeah, this is pretty cringe. I know. I came across it. I was like, hey, yikes. But
Yeah.
and she's there taking pictures. She's acting like, I mean, she's giving money, but she's there taking pictures. She also got this whole video dedicated to her and promoting her, and
Yeah, of
she's
course.
a airy girl advocate. Like, she's not, getting nothing out of this experience.
And can we pull this a comment from Lee Watson too? Just the last one, I think.
This one?
Yeah. That was, yeah, I remember this. Like, because there was like a long kind of string of emails. So in one of the emails from Jenna, before essentially sending her toy the $2,500, she asked her to approve her Instagram post apologizing for this situation, and Toy had 24 hours and she didn't essentially. Toy asked for 24 hours and Jenna just went ahead and be like, I've redeemed myself, everyone. Just applaud me for how good I am. Like,
Yes.
seriously, just, oh.
The thing is, it's like they believe it. I'm sure she believes it. Like, I'm sure people have lit her up her whole life to tell her, you deserve everything that you're getting because you're special and you're God's, children and child, whatever. And therefore, because you pray harder than other people, you're gonna get everything you want in life. And so when you see other people struggling, you go, well, they must not have wanted it that much. They must not have tried as hard as I did. Or, oh, because I see a situation the way I see it, it must be the right one because I'm never wrong, because I wouldn't make a mistake. And I think it's when
The thing is, like, that's this situation with Toy is why I don't think they believe that, and it's why I think they know exactly who they are and what they are. And this is why, because had she believed her bullshit, she
Yeah.
would not go back to Toy. She would
Yeah.
not go back to Toy 3 years later.
No.
But and here's another interesting thing. We are lucky that this was Toy,
Yeah, for real.
because Toy
She's
is
lucky.
a very outspoken person.
Yeah, true.
Well, she's lucky, but we're lucky because otherwise this would have never come out to the surface. Like, there could have been like hundreds of people who are not active on Instagram, who don't talk about racial issues on Instagram. So when this would happen to them, maybe they would just like be like totally manipulated by, because that email, those emails initially from Jenna were pretty manipulative. And
Yeah.
when she's also offering to pay and stuff, probably other people would just like take the money. They don't care about Instagram, they don't care about all these things, and we would have never heard about it. So we are kind of lucky that this was a situation in which Toy was an activist, and she was outspoken on Instagram, and she wanted to like share this experience and stuff like that. But who knows how many people did Jenna email that didn't message about, that
True.
didn't talk about it on Instagram. Who knows? And not just Jenna, but who knows how many hundreds or thousands of people are in this situation with like all the influencers, with all the self-helpers, etc., and they didn't speak out.
Yeah, I mean, Jenna vocalized her inner beliefs, which I think was telling and interesting to hear it out loud. Like she unashamed, said these things out loud as if they were not going to be taken in any other way, but like, oh, okay, I get where you're coming from. And that's shocking. And you think about all the other people who have these same beliefs but don't vocalize it because they know they're going to be canceled, as they say, like, oh, I'm going to be canceled because I said something about my opinion, you know, which is not even true, but it's a whole side story. But, you know, I think a lot of people think this way, but she, I think, is a little bit ignorant or naive to think that she can just say it out loud or that she's the only one who thinks this way. It's like a
Or
very...
she was back in 2017. And I
Yeah.
don't know that she would do that again, but not because she learned, but because she knows that there's consequences and that's why she wouldn't do it. But I don't think she's like, oh, suddenly enlightened, suddenly understands. She doesn't
No.
understand anything. She did it to cover her ass.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. And I don't know. I haven't listened to her podcast in years, so I don't know if her, you know, she's become more diverse in her guests. I
think
hope
she
so.
has.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I can appreciate that she has done that, but it's not enough.
Yeah, that's a very basic, like, the bar is so low if you do one basic thing of having a variety of guests. Like, that usually comes very naturally, I would feel like. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I cover topics and you meet people and you know, you don't just, like, honestly, what I think it is probably before, partly because she's ignorant, but also partly because her audience is other white women. So why not just show other white women? Because they can see themselves in the guests.
You know, I don't think that it was necessarily a thought out thing.
Yeah.
I just think that she never made an effort before. She is, that's what privilege is, right? Like she was not aware
Yeah.
that she should that she should have people of color on her podcast or follow people of color. That's white privilege. She was not affected by that. And
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think she was like, oh, my audience is white, so I'm only gonna interview white women.
Yeah.
But I think she just never had to think about diversity, you know, and literally privilege. That's it.
Yeah.